Welcome, everybody. Show will start in just a few minutes. Just getting everything started. We'll be right with you. Put some music on in the meantime.
Decentralized chatter, community matter. Web3 staircase climbing the ladder. Ideas like gumbo, thick and rich. Podcast shift, no easy hitch. Smart contracts, digital tracks. Building the future, ain't cutting no slack. Ideas like gumbo, thick and rich. Podcast shift, no easy hitch. Smart contracts, digital tracks. Building the future, ain't cutting no slack. Ideas like gumbo, thick and rich. Podcast shift, no easy hitch. Smart contracts, digital tracks. Building the future, ain't cutting no slack.
Can you hear me? Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the 108th episode of the Superledger Podcast. Chris, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Just give me 1 minute. I just gotta fix it.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, it's the last show of the year. 2025 was a good year, despite, we made a lot of progress regulation-wise with blockchain technology, digital ledger technology, distributed ledger technology, everything. So, 2026 is looking to be a year when things go live and, start to pretty much get tokenized, get moved on to the blockchain. So we're going to see that utility of the blockchain. So it's going to be great, and we kind of, I believe, went through the rough parts of our experience already, and I don't think it could get any worse than what we've been through overall. So celebration here, that's how I'm feeling, and looking forward to how everything plays out. There's a lot of narratives building right now in terms of, what's going on with the metals and stuff. So all of that will play into the acceleration of what the financial system is looking for to fill the liquidity needs, etc. Yes,
Hey,
please.
Articulate.
Yeah.
They've got the Twitter music playing still.
Oh, I'm here. It sounded like hold on. Okay, let me stop this. Is it playing still? I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, well, you got a new beat going now. We got 2 beats on the go.
Oh, man. It doesn't even show that it's playing here. Okay. All right. That's a new one. Hold on, guys. I'm going to go on mute.
Hey, it happened in the space I was in yesterday. Sorry to figure it out. The space has to be restarted. Sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking because there's no way to stop it.
Maybe go back out and in. I'm co-host, so hopefully it'll hold.
All right, let's try that.
They tried it yesterday and it just got louder.
And the year with the bag, right?
Well, we lost one of the beats and still back to the Twitter music. 108 episodes in. First time we had a glitch like this. Interesting.
It happened yesterday in a space that I was in, and nobody knew why they were rugging. There was all sorts of stuff going on.
So is the music still playing? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I have to end it because I did go out and come in and it's still there. So sorry, guys.
All right. Well, we'll reconvene here in one moment.
We get 2 episodes for one day.
There you go.
All right.
Having some technical difficulties there on the stream. Have to start a new one. Apologize for the delay. Get you some music in the meantime.
From the heart of the Crescent City, where the rhythm get ready. Chris and Arctic on a journey, staying ready. Superledger Podcast, your weekly blast. Community vibes, never choose the last. Whip hustlers, blockchain busters. Interview so fresh, got your second guess. Crypto dreams, tech supreme. New Orleans beam, living a stream. Superledger in your ear, crystal clear. Every interview, bringing pioneers here from the bayou to the big tech crew. Tune in, we got the know-how flowing through. Chris dropping jewels, all steady fuel. Feeding minds, alchemy on rewind. Decentralized chatter, community matter. Web3 staircase, climbing the ladder. Ideas like gumbo, thick and rich. Podcast shift, no easy hits. Smart contracts, digital tracks. Building the future, ain't cutting no slack. Superledger in your ear, crystal clear. Every interview, bringing pioneers here from the bayou to the big tech group. Tune in, we got the know-how flowing through. From the heart of the Crescent City, where the rhythms get gritty. Chris and Arctic on a journey, staying pretty. Superledger Podcast, your weekly
Same
blast.
problem.
Community vibes, never choose the last. Whip through hustlers, blockchain busters. Interview so fresh, got your second guess. Crypto dreams, tech supreme. New Orleans beam, living the stream. Superledger in your ear, crystal clear. Every interview, bringing pioneers here from the bayou to the big tech group. Tune in, we got the know-how flowing through.
All right, thank you guys for your patience. We are going to get it going right away. Again, we're back. The 108th episode of the Superledger Podcast. It's the 28th day of December. Okay. I'm sorry, I think I'm having some more issues. Hold on. Chris, can you take over?
Yeah, I think I'm good there, man. I'm having a tough time. Just 1 second. All right. I think we're going to get her here. Welcome, everybody. Superledger Podcast number 108, take number 2. Town Hall wrap-up. Sounds like it's time to wrap up the year, at least for X Spaces anyways. Looks like X is struggling here towards the end, but we'll push it to the limit here anyways. Thank everybody for tuning in each week. Links and updates can all be found at flix.fun, Superledger Podcast. Keep up to what we're doing there on all feeds. And please give the Superledger Podcast X account a follow. We just switched over to using this account recently for this podcast. We still get hundreds who listen live and on the replay, but still the account's under 100. So Give it a follow there. Help us out. Get us in the algorithm. And give the space a like and a share. Say hello in the comments. Today, we'll be broadcasting on X, YouTube, Zora. I think I haven't checked yet. We've had some issues I've had to deal with before tending to that. So if you're out there in Zora land, say hello. Tell us in the comments where else we should be streaming to that you'd like to see us on. We're going to have the ability to expand our reach here very soon with our media node via Flix.fun. This should be noted that this is for educational and entertainment purposes. It's not financial advice. Proceed cautiously. Crypto is a dangerous space. So just want to get that out there. I think moving forward, it's going to be more important that we clarify that. So we'll start now with that. Sponsor this week's Corium Community DAO. It's a hub of resources, educational content, networking opportunities, all available for free. And you can find more information about that at coriumcommunitydao.com. Just this morning, actually, there was the airdrop of our Q4 rewards, the winter version, for those that are staking the Corium Community DAO validator. So thank you very much for your support. And we have the distribution sent, so it should all be in your wallets. We'll talk about that more in the space here today, answer any questions you might have, and give you some guidance on what you can do with it and how we can all, as a community, bring value to it and grow it all together. So again, there's a page on flix.fun for Corium Community DAO or the website also. So I also created a Flix.fun Corium ecosystem page. So I've populated some projects and people in the community on there. And if you'd like to be part of that, just create yourself a page, send me a message, and I'll happily add it on the ecosystem page. If you need assistance with that, just let us know. And happy to help with the process there. Corium Punk's also a big part of the show. Articulate, we'll see if he's got his setup all debugged here for the day, and give us an update on the Corium Punks there.
Yes, thank you. Thank you guys for your patience and for your strong support throughout the year, of course, and beyond. And yeah, we do have a winner for today's spin, brought to you by Grok. We utilize Grok to automatically pick the numbers each week. And this week, the winner is holder of punk number 670. It is a punk that is minted. So if you do realize that you have this in your wallet, punk number 670, you can come to our Discord and open a ticket and you will receive 10,000 CCD tokens. So on top of our airdrop that just went out today, someone just won an additional 10,000 CCD tokens. So congrats to you.
Right on. Well, it is a town hall wrap-up space today, so anything goes. I got a long list of items to speak to. Probably won't even get to it all, but don't feel discouraged at any time. Send a request, get you up here. Happy to talk about anything of mind, whether it be reflecting on the past 2025 or what you're looking forward to in 2026. A lot of interesting things on both sides of that. Got a few things to touch on that as we get through the show here too. But yeah, going back before we get too far into it, the airdrop for Corium Community DAO's quarterly rewards was distributed today. Took some notes here. Was it quarterly drop of 2.8125 million CCD tokens, went to 451 wallets, and that worked out to just over 6,200 CCD tokens per wallet. So that's a rewards token for staking Corium Community DAO. So now easily to see in your Leap wallet is one of the easy ways, but there is pools available for it on Cruise Control and also on Osmosis, pool number 3035. So if you want to just let it sit and wait till we can, as the community brings more value to it, put it in liquidity, those would be the two places at the moment to do so. soon be able to do so on the XRPL also. So yeah, and it's just a community rewards token. It's for the community to do with what they wish, is to bring value to it. One great example early on here that I can point to is Bibby. He's taken his own Corium Community DAO tokens and has them being distributed as rewards in many different NFT DAOs in the Cosmos ecosystem. Last I heard is like 7 or 8. So that's his way of bringing value to the token by introducing it to other ecosystems, other blockchains, and bringing some onboarding through that process. So it's just one way, and we really appreciate him using his tokens for that. But he definitely contributes to the overall project and team on a wider scale too. So it's just one way, like I said, that I can easily point to show how a community member is just on their own is bringing value to the token that you all just got airdropped. So those of you that are staking with us. So want to get in on the next one. The spring equinox is March 20th. Yeah, March 20th will be the next snapshot there. So I know as a team we've been discussing maybe making some changes. We see some trends developing here as this last snapshot was coming to. So we will be discussing that moving forward. Obviously, we want to preserve the value that we and others bring to CCD tokens. So we just want to make sure that it's not being misused as far as the snapshots and that. So we'll be discussing that as a community openly in our Discord there about maybe some changes moving forward in this coming year as far as the snapshots and what it takes to qualify. But that'll be open discussion, and happy to hear any input on that. But I know it's just something that we decided would wait till the full year ran its course and reevaluate and reassess moving forward. So, and we got a couple other exciting initiatives planned for it for early 2026. So don't want to say much on that now, but yeah, we as a team and a group are obviously working hard to bring value the way we do to Corium Community DAO token and obviously the Corium XRPL ecosystem on a wider scale too. So appreciate everybody's support. Staking with us is how it supports what we do. We try and return all that value back to the community in various ways, be it promotions, contests, initiatives like this, and soon CCD TV. So it's coming back too soon. So yeah, lots going on, but that's an important one for the day. So thank you to all those that received that. Appreciate your support, and let us know what you have planned with your CCD tokens.
Yeah, as we are winding down 2025, heading into 2026, if I were to recall, I think around this time last year, there was movement in the El Salvador region with the team Cornest meeting with Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, and I think the publication came out in January where they had the media pick it up, and it was it is still a big story, but they met to pretty much cement Cornest as one of the companies or platforms they're going to be using to innovate that whole region, for bringing capital. What I understood basically by following the stories that there's a lot of talent, a lot of ideas, but there's not a lot of capital. So with what they're doing in the region, it will enable a lot of businesses and people in the tech, AI, blockchain space and more to have a something to start with, and that's the purpose that they met for, to do that fund that came out I think later this year, I think in October, there about September, October, where they announced the tokenized fund on Corium that they're going to be using to build pretty much the new Silicon Valley over there in the Latin America region. And that goes live in February. So there's going to be a lot of utility and onboarding adoption of this tech, and there's an ecosystem, like a go live moment. So there's a lot of things coming our way in the ecosystem, and just wanted to start off with that. That started the year a pretty big deal. Still a lot of things that is implied with that partnership in terms of adoption for Corium and Solargenic and what we're building here.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually thought of prepared for the show here. What I've done is have the X feed for Corium Community DAO and the Corium kind of dialed back to the start of the year to kind of go through and maybe note on a few things as we go through the show. I'll pick a few things out as we go, but looking at our end of year for Corium Community DAO last year, we started the year episode 59. So exactly 59 episodes ago with SBC stablecoin. So that was actually the first native issued stablecoin on the Corium blockchain. Haven't heard much for them on the Corium chain specifically, but they are still out there innovating with their feeless stablecoin protocol that they're developing. I have been kind of following them in the background, but be interesting to see what comes from them in 2026. But I think stablecoins is going to be the big conversation as we go into 2026, real world assets, and be a more prominent story than it has been in the last year, I think.
Yeah, I could see a lot coming from that, and they're kind of also under the Braille umbrella, and we've been hearing a lot more about Braille, especially in the XRP Ripple ecosystem as well. So it's there's a lot of things that in the genetics of things we have partnerships and building with a lot of key people that are crucial to the infrastructure of the rails of the financial system. So right place, right time, and right utility, right use case, right? So I can only see what Corium brings to the table with smart token technology, how it's implied and adopted, especially where there's going to be the added need for that layer of security. And we just heard about, even recently, more chains getting wallets, getting tampered with, hacked, and I just heard also about the Flow blockchain. They had a vulnerability as well recently. So it's still happening. So there's just a lot that can be said about chains that are so adopted or so out there, but you have chains as well like Horium that have not had experienced any of these, and it's actually built to solve a lot of those issues. So I can only see as more people learn about this, how it kind of clicks to them about what's happening, even in today's world of how far the tech has gone, but still the hackers still get more advanced as well to tamper with. And now we're going to have AI and quantum. So, this is going to be an ongoing thing. But I can only see that it was made to work with the future of where everything is going. So it's like before its time, pretty much. And the time is now that is approaching, that the world is going to look for solutions like this, and it's ready to go.
Yeah, you bet. Actually, the quantum discussion just made me write down another note to mention there, if we have time, is the announcement on the XRPL AlphaNet. There is quantum resistance, so they're already exploring these solutions. Well, I'm sure many are, but it's definitely moving to a more more discussed in the forefront of things here now. And so you see with the proliferation of AI and how fast everything is advancing, I imagine the is part of the exponential cycle, right? Like as we get closer to quantum technology, where it's going to be a fast acceleration once we get there.
Yeah, for sure, and it's a great experience too. Just how far things have came. I think just this year things took a quantum leap tech wise. Like I remember at the start of the year what you could do with prompts and AI is not where we at today. Today we can build whole apps and whole experiences in seconds, video games and everything. So I do believe that things are speeding up. They're only going to get faster, more advanced, and it's also going to be probably that thing that becomes the Achilles heel for a lot of tech and change that are not there yet or didn't put those things into the formula. So um, yeah, the direction that say CoreNest is investing in all the autonomy of things, that's where everything is going, and they're already there. They're some of the leaders in that field, and we are, in this ecosystem. So yeah, not a thing that I'm, too worried about where regards to, how things pan out in that time frame. But I know that, things will get developed and grow and more advanced as it's applied and integrated in the rails of the financial system, with where Quorum is building, especially.
Yeah, for sure. I was looking at going through the timeline in Corium Community DAO. Episode 64, it was February 9th. We had Corium Labs on. That's just when Elwin was basically coming out to discuss. So we see how much has changed just from February until now. Where with cruise control being live V2, implemented already. Big developments in that sense. And that was around the same time we started playing with the OmniFlix media nodes. And those that follow here know a lot's changed in that department since then. They're in the middle of moving over to the base ecosystem with the Flix.fun pages is one part of it, but the media node is going to be going live here on base very soon. The chain is going to come to a halt here in January. So if anybody has any Flix tokens staked, you best get them unstaked ASAP. There's a 21-day unbonding for Flix tokens. So definitely want to get that off of there. And they extended the transport for another month. So you can port them over to base and get a placeholder fun token until they deploy the Flix token on base here. I assume early in 2026. So yeah, lots changed in the ecosystem since then. We have a couple new projects that have come online since the start of the year. And then you look at the cruise control ecosystem itself. Last I've seen well over 200 projects launched on cruise control. So that's it's a pretty dramatic change just in the course of a portion of a year.
Yeah, for sure. And I do believe it was this year. Was it this year Mike came on as well? Mike McCluskey? Time seems like
Yeah, I have that actually on the Corium timeline. Yeah, exactly. It was January 6th. Mike McCluskey says, "I'm thrilled and honored to announce I have taken the role of CEO at Sologenic and Corium. Leading this incredible team and community is a privilege as we continue to revolutionize the digital asset and tokenization landscape." He says, "I'd like to thank our co-founders, Bob Ross and Reza Bahash, whose vision and leadership have been instrumental and unwavering in this journey. I'm excited to continue working closely with you and watching you succeed in your venture capital fund, CoreNest VC." To our 30 plus person team, our incredible partners, and our community of 300K plus users, I'll commit to working tirelessly to achieve the next level of success with you all. With our homegrown layer one solution, Corium, and our alignment with the XRPL ecosystem, I'm confident that our technology and team will continue to revolutionize the digital asset and tokenization landscape. In 2025, we'll be reviewing and enhancing our products end to end, from wallets, DEX, stablecoin initiatives, and more. By capturing data and metrics, we'll set ourselves on a trajectory of growth that positions Sologenic as a leader in the digital asset space. Lastly, I'd like to thank Texture Capital team, where I've joined as the board observer, representing Corenest Capital and Sologenic to build the next generation of tokenization solutions. When I joined this company over a year ago, I set my sights on solving big problems and tackling important challenges. Although there will continue to be obstacles every step of the way, I'm confident that the wind is at our back and that we are rising to the occasion. Our goal is to become $1 billion business and household name, and I'm determined to help realize this vision for our team. For anyone interested in learning more about what we're building, I look forward to connecting. So there you go. That was just under 1 year ago, almost to the day. So yeah, just a week away from that 1 year mark. So yeah, Mike was on the scene far before that, of course, in his other roles, but that was his official announcement as CEO of Sologenic and Corium.
Wow. And it was also this year that we heard Hello World from Solotex. They came online. The announcement of the partnership between Texture Capital and Sologenic, bringing forth Solotex. They have, put out a couple of timelines in which they would launch the pretty much soft launch, and it was Q4 this year. Looking forward for more information on that, and when that happens, man, I think that's going to be something that is, that breaks it. It introduces a new world, especially to TradFi, and it's giving you empowerment, custody, holding your assets, your stocks, in your wallet. I think it's a lot different from what is out there in a lot of terms. And when that happens, I think it's going to be the first of its kind, how it's designed, what it is designed to solve. And we're still waiting for more word on that, but Solotex is the future. They're looking to start with stocks, but it's going to branch out to more types of equities, more types of assets, especially tokenized assets. And with the smart token technology, I think that is going to set it apart from what exists out there. And, a lot of development has happened with Sologenic joining Grade under the Particular umbrella. And they're pretty much a rating system for tokenized, digitized assets around the world. And it's has a lot of top ecosystems under its umbrella that have agreed and are that a part of that ecosystem. So, it's creating that standard for what tokenized assets should look like, what they are required to be, compliant, regulated, have that structure. I believe that's a great sign for our ecosystem, being on that board, being at the table of that decision-making part of things in the tokenization world. I think that's pretty much says a lot for the future of what this can be. And this, with what Corium is, I'm foreseeing that can be a tech that's adopted and become a standard. Standardization of, it's one of the more secure solutions out there with regards to tokenization. You're not putting a smart contract to attach to the token or the asset. It's already inside, baked in compliance. And I think that's going to set it apart and allow for a lot of adoption where that is concerned. So that's why when, the team speaks about it's the only solution, or it's, the solution, that's part of what it is. It is the solution. And, we're seeing what's happening, and we're going to get to it with what's going on with silver. But, when those things start getting tokenized and, start hitting the digital rails, because of the lack of availability of the physical asset. It's going to need top tier technology to run on, especially with big players, J.P. Morgan, and with what China is doing with the metal market right now. So, on the flip side of this, it's going to be pretty much scarce, but also accessible in terms of the fact that it's digital, it's backed one for one, it's safe, secure, just like you would have it. So those optionalities come in with what smart token technology can do. I do believe that that's going to change the game, in general. And this becomes a standard. I do believe that, we're sitting in the driver's seat of what this tech was made to be. Chris, you're back. Sorry. But want to thank you guys for being here, man. And I can't be more excited. I know price-wise, things are not looking the way we probably did expect it to be, but adoption-wise and just position-wise, where in regards to what this tech is, I do believe that just like what the US looks like to the world, a lot of people think the US is behind with regards to blockchain and crypto, but they're way ahead. They have all the leaders, all the top people in the space here. So when they do launch out fully, it's going to be a big thing, and that's what we are a part of, that rollout of the U.S. market, and that's a big, big thing. I think that's what Solargenic, kind of meant to be in the beginning in terms of being that tokenization solution. And if you can capture working with the team in Latin America and in America itself, and the relation that El Salvador has with the United States with regards to innovation and tech and a lot of other things, being a part of that conversation or that ecosystem, just the network effects are massive. Those are governments, so we're in a good place.
Yeah, for
Chris?
sure. Well, yeah, you see all these other projects like Ondo and other, they're tokenizing synthetic stocks, but you think back to what Sologenic built years ago in the XRPL, the tokenization of the stocks, right? It wasn't just you know tokenizing the stock. It was the tools they had around that, and creating a pool. You can buy into a pool, so you might not be able to afford one stock unit yourself, but like Google stock or something. So you can enter into a pool, and you're fractionizing these stocks. So they had that on full display on a testing basis, test wallet basis, years ago. So you look at what's around to this day, as far as what that platform offered, it just doesn't exist. So I'm really eager to see how it gets rolled out in 2026 with Solotex, and I think you're seeing this white label product because the trend I see is everything's running off API. And
Yeah.
that's how you're going to tie into all these liquidity pools and dexes. It's all going to be through API. And those that are allowed to connect will connect, and those that can't won't. But, so I think we are really well positioned with Texture Capital. Richard Johnson there, he had a seat at the SEC crypto roundtables. He was part of, not just a seat in the audience. He was at the roundtable. He was contributing to that conversation. A lot of the things that he spoke to directly are being implemented in the crypto frameworks that we're seeing here with the Clarity Act, and so these are very, very powerful connections to have for a tokenization platform that, though might be quiet and price might not reflect much, are building some exceptionally powerful tools for
Yeah,
a new financial system.
and back then, I've just pulled up his tweet here. Back then, he was, Bob Ross, mentioned. I didn't count, but I did know that using the tokenization simulator, you were tokenizing in many markets around the world. It wasn't just the Nasdaq. It wasn't. It was pretty much all the markets, if I were to be honest, or all the major markets. And looking back at his tweet here, it was 40,000 plus stocks. Over 40,000 stocks. So it wasn't 100, it wasn't 30, it wasn't 20. So in over 30 global stock exchanges. So that was what we were testing on the simulator. So when the go live happens, I'm not sure, because I know that initially they said the U.S. markets and they're going to go to other regions. Not sure what the situation is with those relationships today, but I do have confidence that those are things that are possible because they were already pilot programming it. They were already having it being tested and working out the bugs in it. So big things, and not many ecosystems or project had the foresight or the insight to be that prepared back then. We're talking 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, having that ready live, not live on mainnet, but for testing. That to me, you already are right in the future back then, pretty much. But yeah, looking forward, man. I can't be more excited about this ecosystem, and the quietness to me is rich because it is that thing that allows you to kind of be prepared mentally because what this ecosystem is or what this tech solves. When it is introduced or when the announcements start running, you already are prepared mentally to handle the gravity or the gravitational pull to where this is going.
Yeah, you bet. I was just scrolling through the Corium timeline here again. One thing that happened in March of 2025 was XCore became redeemable 1-for-1 for Corium on the mainnet. I haven't even looked over on the XRPL lately to see how much XCore is left over there and how much got bridged. So yeah, just a reminder to anybody wrapping up the year, if you have any XCore redeemable for Corium, you can use the Corium bridge to move that over there. It does burn it on your way out, so don't panic on the message that it's getting burnt. That's proper. But yeah, XCore, there's still a lot of trapped Corium on the XRPL, so I imagine there's definitely some XCore over there too.
Yeah. As we move along, I do believe that 2025 was the year of didn't see that coming as well because of the migration from the Cosmo ecosystem was a big part of what happened. We are built on the Cosmo SDK kit protocol, and we shared IBC and other Cosmo native chain tech, but a lot of projects closed, a lot of projects left the ecosystem, a lot of them went offline, and that affected just everything in general, and a lot of it was triggered as well by the direction the team decided to take with what Atom is or what Cosmos is, and a lot of projects were kind of wasn't on their roadmap pretty much. So it's left those ecosystems or projects to see what supports what their vision is or where they're going, and including Flix and OmniFlix. So that what happened this year as well, which I didn't think I saw that coming into that magnitude, but the ecosystem became more enterprise institutional focused. They're building tools to support that, and it wasn't in line with a lot of projects that we're currently building. So that was a huge change, a huge shock, wake up, to the ecosystem, and a lot of change in structure and dynamics as well. So it'd be interesting to see what happens next with where Cosmos goes as an ecosystem, and I'm sure they've worked out the math to be good on the other side of this. I know this is going to also take a while for projects that are winding down or that are still, deciding what to do, because it's a big change, So that was a big highlight as well, close to home.
Yeah, there's lots of big changes in the Cosmos ecosystem. The crazy part is all the things that made the Cosmos ecosystem strong, like Tendermint and the SDK. Everybody's still after, everybody's still after WASM. You can see it's integrated well into the XRPL ecosystem now. The institutional side of things are still, using it. Look at crypto.com. You know what I mean? So technology wise, it's in my mind still superior. The ecosystem seems to have completely fell apart. And I think my grandma always taught me that money's the root of all evil, and I honestly I think that's what it was. A foundation had hundreds of millions of dollars, and you could argue, how do you deploy that to bring value and push the whole ecosystem forward. You kind of only get one shot at those type of things. So in my mind, it was more of an ecosystem failure more than the technology. The technology, to me, I think, is more sought after now than ever. And that's the great thing about Corium is they've never really, I'd say, align themselves necessarily with the Cosmos ecosystem. They've obviously used the tools to build Corium, but they don't really seem affected by it. You know what I mean? It doesn't really seem to affect what they're doing. As far as the support of the Cosmos ecosystem, that's still there, and it's only becoming more aligned on what Corium's already been building towards. So in my mind, it's probably well ahead in that sense. So anything that improves on that, I'm sure would just bring additional value to Corium anyway. So it's a very interesting time. Look at Axler. To me, that was like one of the wildest things in the Cosmos ecosystem that I don't even hear a whole lot about. But I mean, they bought the team and the IP, and the token just stayed with the new team management managing it and carry on. I don't know. That's to me, that was pretty shocking to see the value taken out of an ecosystem like that, and just to leave a token behind. So that to me was one of the more shocking things that happened in blockchain in general in 2025, in my opinion. I think there's a whole lot of story there that hasn't been talked about yet.
Yeah, for sure. And was it quite a big year for our ecosystem through Ripple? They acquired a bunch of companies, a lot of important rails as well. No pun intended on the rail acquisition. But they pretty much built out an end-to-end solution and filled in a lot of the final pieces to the puzzle. You had the CTO who stepped down and went to be in the background per se, but I do believe he got more active in my view. But yeah, a lot of value when that all goes online and starts being reflected on chain. It's going to be huge, and also bringing us closer to the adoption curve. You have Coinbase, who did a lot this year as well, with especially ending the year with what they rolled out a few weeks ago, with a revamp of the whole ecosystem, offering leverage, futures, derivatives trading as well, stocks. It's not going to be the same as what Corium is doing, but pretty much bringing a lot of things to the everyday user, making it accessible, making it easier. Earlier in the year, they rolled out where you could send USDC to anybody around the world pretty much by text. You could send it by their email address, and so those are things that people could readily grasp their head around, how to move cryptocurrency when they do start getting into it, and bringing derivatives into closer to people. I know I can imagine since then with what's happening with gold and silver and the precious metals, I can imagine a couple of people dipping their toes who have probably never thought of uh, you know buying derivatives or trading derivatives, or even touching precious metals, or so it's like that adoption is happening. And we heard from David Shorts. He said the institutions are coming, they're here, they're kind of picking what they're going to use for their ecosystem, but also the next phase is when they offer those products after they wrap what they're building with their solution, whatever is under the hood. They offer these products. That's next. So we see the institutions here. We've seen the volatility in the markets, price going up and down, crazy swings. But when the switch goes off and we're using these as the main rails, I don't see this being as volatile and more stable, so that you won't be wrecking whole countries' economies on Bitcoin drop or whatever. So it's good to be here early and to have interacted with, knowing the best and the worst of what this tech can do and can empower and can stifle as well. But good to be a part of working out the kinks and helping other people understand through education, to what we're doing with the podcast, and breaking it down, being accessible to answer questions and to help onboard the next billion users. And I do believe that when the engine is turned on, when the institutions are rolling out their solutions, when the markets are open up, like the US and other countries are saying, yes, it's time. The first billion users are going to eclipse very quickly, and then you're going to have the next billion. So where we at now with just a fraction of the world touching crypto or even know about what it is, do think that it's going to just be a fast transition into the next phase. And we hear about stimuluses. Different countries are doing different types of stimuluses and injecting capital into their economy, and a lot of that are going to be stable coins. When they do issue, it's not going to be paper checks. The US signed an executive order recently to say that the Treasury Department won't be sending any more paper checks. So when you hear about stimuluses and things like that in the future, it's going to be digital. So, that's how a bigger part of the adoption is going to come. You get, maybe stable coin, and stuff, and then you start to pay with it, you start to save it, you earn yield, so wallet grows and all that, and the ecosystem starts to explode because of more people being accessible to this tech and this ecosystem.
Well, and to excuse me, to protect the decentralized aspect of it. I don't know if many people notice, but sending crypto around, even USDC, to a centralized exchange that many oddly still ask for listings at. Got the travel rule. You got to fill out a form to accept your funds that were sent to you, and basically, explain where the person's from, what wallet they use, all that stuff. Where the technology can, should be, send it to A to B in just a second or two, no intermediary there. So, there's a large piece of our ecosystem that we're giving away to these larger institutions. So part of my mission is to preserve the self custody, the peer to peer end of it, because it's one thing to fill out a form to accept funds that are sent to you, but what if you don't answer the questions to their liking? Then you don't get your funds. Who decides, right? So seems like a harmless problem, but there's a better way, and that's why I got into crypto.
Yeah, and we did see the flip, right? So the banks are becoming the exchanges, because now they're able to offer cryptocurrency to their clients, and the exchanges are becoming the banks, right? So as we saw that this year as well, where the TradFi, taking on DeFi, and DeFi taking on TradFi. So all that integration is a part of that, and One thing that also came out as a big theme this year was the decks, the war of the dexes. And you had the base, you had Aster, Corium decks rolled out this year as well. And, that's going to be the future of how, the whole ecosystems are going to be integrated into whether it's going to be a bank or a exchange, a centralized exchange as how we know it, but it's not going to necessarily be only token listings. It's going to be also, as Chris said, that API, that integration, where you don't just get the token or where you get the ecosystem, and you see in Coinbase integrate Base, and now you can access tokens on Base that you created. It could be a meme coin, could be a creator coin, whatever, accessible through Coinbase and through that DEX integration. They're talking about Solana's DEX next. So as these DEXs get integrated into the centralized exchanges, it becomes easier to find anything, and that's how we saw a big theme as well, where the XRP, Solana, all these communities and ecosystems are becoming more integrated and interoperable. Axelar rolled out that EVM sidechain as well. So that's a part of just, you soon will be able to just have a wallet and not care what chain you're on. You just need an asset. You need to get in and out of it. It's there. You can get it. It don't matter what chain or rails it is. So, that's to me, the end game, so no more silos. And, that's the theme, that's what a big part of what Corium has been building, that interoperability solution.
Hey, you and I can rattle on for hours about this. I think most people here know that it is an open space. Everybody's welcome to come up, see some new faces in the room. Send a request. Happy to have you come up. We're just kind of wrapping up the last year, talking about what's coming ahead in the next. So anybody can speak to that. Take your place on the stage. Everybody's welcome. I was just looking, like I said, through the timelines of the Corium feed and the Superledger, or the Corium Community DAO feed. And like speaking to the DEXs, the API story, it didn't really get a lot of attention. It came up in the feed there. I think it was around March. And, it's how these institutions are going to connect, as we're seeing with Canton. These institutions don't want their whole project on a public blockchain, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to integrate or interact with them, right? But it's going to be through an API, right? So their systems, their data, their privacy is protected, but they still have access to these DEXs or pools of liquidity, whether it be for tokens or real world assets, whatever it is. So. And we could see what Corium's been building to all these years. We could see, how far ahead they were. We could see what the XRPL's bringing on for features here at this point. It's almost playing catch up, but understandably so. That's not a criticism. They had a totally different governance process and a totally different purpose for that blockchain. So it's just interesting to see the evolution.
Yeah, for sure. Many milestones hit this year. I do believe this was the year we hit 50 million transactions on Corium. Or let me get back to
60 million blocks.
60 million blocks. Huge accomplishment. And we iterate a lot of times that, with regards to CertiK and how this chain is rated, it's in the top percentile for a lot of the things that matter, and some of the things that we were short on, we had a flurry of proposals and conversation around like governance, and as we are working on getting things right in house, those things will tie together, and we'll have pretty much top high percentile numbers across the board. And, that speaks volumes when an institution is looking for solutions and, what they'll look to integrate long term, to move value or information or, what it is. So it stand out excellently in most of the metrics. And with a community like ours, it's good that we can get to the things that can move us forward. And to me, it's no better, thing or reality where than you can have a community where you can at least communicate, right, and speak and work together, and not necessarily just for what's good or the interest of yourself or what you're doing, but what's good for us all. We want to see this go forward. We want to see this get adopted. And, I do believe that as we continue to grow and work together, we are achieving that. And, we can see from the results of, as you said, all the growth in transactions. We've seen the wallet counts starting to grow in Corium. We've seen more new people. We've had community members who are recent who are taking the lead on going out into the ecosystems out there and spreading what Corium is and what they're building and onboarding people day in, day out. And all of that is valuable because it all matters, it all counts. And it's going to be that thing where we are a lot of people, when they do figure out after the dust settles, currently Corium is one of the first, if not the only right now, chain approved to move the stock market by FINRA SEC. There's others are looking to get that right now. They're feverishly FOMOing in, and we already have the things that are required, and it's only a matter of time before the world starts to understand or to get wind of what Corium is and has been building. And it has a lot of firsts under its belt. The first chain to connect with a two-way bridge to the XRP ledger, the first Superledger, the first enterprise-grade blockchain, and it goes on and on and on. And the first tokenized VC fund in the Latin America region through El Salvador, a lot. So when wherever it goes in the future, it's going to stand out because for you to catch up to what's happening here, you'd have already had to have tried and tested and built it from back then to have a steady working, product ready to be adopted to run trillions. So it's going to be bright when these rails get activated and adopted, and the true value shines to what this and the market catches up to what this is here to solve.
Right on. Well, I was at April 8th in the Corium timeline of 2025 was a big change, and it's changed a lot even since then. Like I said, we're kind of going from a year back towards where we are here in the timeline. Corium APR, what you need to know. What's changed? Block time is now faster, reduced from 1.7 seconds to 1.15 seconds. So now that's actually gone below 1 second. We are sub 1 second block time. So back then, going to 1.15 seconds, it says here results in about 48% more blocks produced per year. So that created a significant amount of inflation of Corium rewards that many of us at stake and restake Corium experienced and lived through. But nonetheless, it is showing the evolution of this blockchain. I remember, coming from the Corium or XRPL ecosystem, XRP was considered fast, right? And 2 to 4 second block time for a transaction there. I remember when Corium went live, it felt like it was instant. It was so fast, at a second and a half, just under. And now here we are, sub 1 second, and you can see it, feel it using Corium apps. You do a transaction, it's like bang, it's done. And that's how it should feel. You know what I mean? So another hats off to Corium. They've really pushed the limits on what they can do yet. And I don't think it's even at their end goal, but nonetheless, over 50% reduction in block time since April 8th. So then soon after, hot on the heels of that, was the announcement. They said, with clarity from the SEC on stablecoins in the U.S., banks and institutions get the green light to bring payments to the blockchain. With Braille, stablecoin issuers on Corium gain access to fully reserved dollar-backed assets that deliver underlying revenue. So we had that conversation with the SBC team on the podcast this year, and really broke down how you can create revenue on stablecoins.
Yeah, such a powerful year. And as I said, it just felt like a quantum leap where tech is concerned, just based upon all the advancements we have had so far. And looking forward to, what's coming next year. I think we got introduced to like one of those first robots, right? I think his name was Neo. It was viral for a moment where people were placing orders to buy their own, robot at home. So yeah, Elon Musk opened that diner as well in California, where it's no humans working at. So on the edge, on the frontier of just that reality, where probably gonna be walking down the street next to a robot in the future, just seeing that more and being adopted more in the households, and people using them for cleaning or whatever it is. But yeah, we got closer, more introduced to that this year as well, 2025, which to me is just a jolt in reality, because some people think the future is where that is concerned is still 10 years out. It's nowhere close, but the intention is based upon following, say, what Elon Musk has been doing. He's looking at 2026 as a big year where a lot of this is going to be rolled out. You're going to be able to buy your own robot and have it at home. So yeah. Growing up, this was something you think of like, year 3000, flying cars and stuff. But yeah, we're walking into it right now, and it's only accelerating. It's only getting faster. And the battle is heating up. It's necessary to, as we're seeing, secure these resources to enable the advancement or the continued research or development of what that is or where that is going with what's happening in the precious metals market. Probably is a good time now to talk about that. Yeah. Have you guys seen what's happening with silver? Gold has been running for a few months, but yeah, there's a big moment happening with value, money, currency, and metals and markets. There's a big moment that we'll know more in 2 hours when the COMEX opens and for the futures markets, and we'll have an idea of where things are. But I think this has been decades coming. Anyone that's paid attention to precious metals has known that there is going to be a day when these things start to go up more in value or get very expensive. And being in that time and space now where that is we're actually on the brink of the acceleration of that. If we see the charts, these things have been kind of moving sideways forever. As soon as it starts to go up, it goes back down. So getting broken free and allowed to go into price discovery, whether by choice or by force. It's something new for pretty much us all since they started the market. So being a part of this moment is huge because this is something that you're going to look back on. The kids growing up now are going to look back on and be like, yeah, what happened back then? Big wealth transfer. And we all have bits and pieces of this in our houses, in our tech, in our phones, pieces of silver, gold, whatever it is that makes these things work. And we're sitting here and these things in our houses, they're going up in value. And, once these things start to hit crazy numbers, if it do go there, what's it going to move people to do? Or people going to start pawning off? Or...
Watch out for your catalytic converters again.
That's going to become a thing again, right?
And they'll be taking the copper power lines, cutting power to take the copper lines. It usually happens when the price of copper goes up this high.
Yeah. That's the thing. And that's how a lot of these big players are looking to recoup some of that. That's on the open market, right? As these things go up in value, people start selling their jewelry, their, whatever it is to cash in on that value. But then, people building like the AI robotics tech people, they get to, recycle that and use it in their, tech. So, it's the motion is starting and it's going to speed up because there's a small window, as you see, January 1st. And I don't know how true it is. I know on China's end, there was an announcement to say that you're going to require governmental licenses to gain access, plus other requirements to gain access to export silver from China. But I saw something shortly about President Trump doing something similar in the United States on the same day. I will verify that before the show is finished. But yeah, that is a huge thing because to win the information AI war, tech war, these are very important ingredients. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. So yeah, when you see Elon Musk tweets and say this is not good, this is not going to be good for especially the people who need it as a resource to use every day in their products. So, that could put a Tesla out of business, a SpaceX, a lot of these giants, and they're not going to let that happen. So there's going to involve an exchange of a lot of value to acquire these resources and to people who have these assets, whether it's digital or physical, you're going to be happy. If you don't have it, you're probably going to be buying on the way up. But yeah, we're living through that wealth transfer right now. What are your thoughts on that, Chris?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when the markets open with silver. Closing up 11% there to end the trading day there. Friday, so it's going to be it's going to be interesting. I'm hearing on foreign markets there already $90 it's trading out there, so it's going to be a volatile few days. It's easy to say, well, if they win the short squeeze and a bunch of the big banks get liquidated, serves them right. Well, if they get liquidated, it's going to have a cascading effect on multiple asset classes. So, it's not just the price of silver at bay here. It's all the assets and whatnot that's put up as collateral towards all that silver that's on paper.
Yeah, for the past few days, I've dug deep a little, and there's this viral account, the Asian guy, I think his thing is the handle, but he's been putting out some information. A lot of people resonate with it, but pretty much as I'm reading right now, so one of the big exchanges, APMEX, they did two moves over the weekend. That's not with how they normally move traditionally. So they updated the price of silver twice, on a Saturday and on a Sunday. So even though the markets and West over here closed 79 plus dollars. Yesterday they updated the price to $80, and today they updated the price to 81.59 as it sits now. And yeah, so there's a lot of things happening with that, but we've learned that also people like JP Morgan flipped. So they were one of the people who have been shorting the markets for decades while they accumulate uh, hundreds of millions of kilograms of silver. And they are one of the big holders of silver right now. So what happened is they already positioned and they flipped along. So instead of shorting the market because of where we at right now, they flipped along. So that's tells you a lot of the direction of where things are going. So yeah, it's a lot of the banks will get hurt because some of them got left holding the bag, but the big players like that, they kind of were saw this coming because of how close they are to how everyday market moves and how deeply they participate, and they've been preparing for this day for a very long time. So um, it's going to be quite interesting what that changes with the dynamic of the banking landscape, right? What's left solvent, what's insolvent, what's happening after the dust settles. But yeah, it's a big telltale uh, of just where all markets are going, because this is a reprice of not just metals, but it's going to trickle. So it's going to reprice pretty much everything in the long run, because silver is what decides or have decided what the fiat value or the direction that goes in for a very long time. And with what it's doing now, it's definitely going to reprice and revalue a lot of currencies and just markets around the world.
Yeah, I reshared the post I did 1 week ago about the silver squeeze. I says tomorrow could be an interesting day in the commodity markets. So 1 week ago, $68 silver. So, so there you go. 70, $79 silver 7 days later. That's pretty bold moves in the silver market for sure. A long ways to go. I think it's just beginning. It's just entered blue skies. I mean, it has no limits above it. Um, silver to gold ratio, I think more traditionally is, and I'm no expert on this, so it's definitely not financial advice. It's like that 8-to-1 ratio. We're nowhere near that now. So, as that gap closes, you're going to see a pretty extreme move in silver, because you can see the price of gold certainly isn't coming down. It's only achieving all-time highs itself. So yeah, it's going to be a powerful move. There's going to be a rotation at some point. I'm not saying from the metals out to anything. It could be from other markets into metals some more or whatever. But these things all work in cycles, so it's be interesting. I'm just happy silver miner stockholder here, so I'm enjoying the stock portfolio looks more like a crypto portfolio should, and the crypto portfolio looks more like the stock portfolio should as far as returns. But that's pretty wild.
Yeah, and the next frontier of what's happening now is the tokenization, right? So what rails will tokenize all this value, because the demand is only going to get more. And, so that's going to be the other part of the conversation. And, that's pretty much not so good, but perfect scenario for the utility of these chains and this tech in terms of showing, in real time how you can
Well,
solve
do
this
you,
issue.
do you think Do you think there's a chance that this could fracture the synthetic markets or the derivative markets? Like I heard a number like 350 to 1 is the paper to physical silver ratio.
I think it already
So
had.
yeah, well, yeah, maybe we're seeing that, but I'm just saying, like, you know, what's that going to do? Well, buying tokenized silver, like, it's going to have to be a very um, physical product, right? As opposed to just a synthetic version representing it, because I think a lot of people are going to lose their taste for that through this process as it continues.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what it's because I know with it exposed what comics and these big players have been doing for decades. It showed that when the moment mattered, they do not have the assets to back it. So, there's going to be a lot of unraveling and unreeling and maybe pumping money in to secure the physical assets so they could either close their positions or whatnot or change. But, either way, a lot came to the surface, and I'm sure a lot of people are not going to be happy. But the main thing is this is happening in a week where the least probably amount of trading happens for the year, right? So it's a quiet week, New Year's and Christmas into New Year's, and you know, a lot of people are panicking right now. A lot of people probably on vacation getting this news and like, oh damn, like making a lot of calls. So this evening is prime in terms of sentiment, but Monday when the markets open as well on the east on the west here. Yeah, we'll know more, but it's a pivotal moment in terms of real assets as hard assets claiming back their territory, and what that territory looks like is probably something they've never seen the true ceiling of because of the suppression over these decades, and that's gonna decide what the new prices of things are and what value is, right? So um, maybe money in the future is going to require to be backed by these assets, and who has the assets will kind of, he who has the gold. And Trump did a gold tour, uh, the Federal Reserve, and I don't know what became of that, but he, went around the world, and a lot of stock was taken. I think it was last year or so. The Vatican made a call to its churches and stuff to return all the value back to the Vatican. So I'm not sure how much of this plays into what's happening here, but yeah, those who have the gold and the silver are going to be the decision makers in terms of what territory, what country, what region, what resources, what moves, what don't. It's not anymore only digital things that are imagined. It has to be pegged. It has to be backed. And I think that Rails and ecosystems that's providing that are leading with that on the get-go are going to be the ones that are chosen, are the ones that survive, because that's reflecting the market or what is happening or what the future of where we're going are. And yeah, so I think it's forming the moment for the integration and the use case to be kicked into these rails. Pretty much that's my take on it. It's kind of making it a perfect moment to be, to be utilized, and it solves that problem right there.
Yeah, it's a good segue. Maybe a bit away from the metals, but different ecosystems. I'm looking at the Corium timeline back this year. I'm just before summer here. Is when they announced the Cointelegraph Decentralization Guardians partnership. So where Corium became one of the protocols that you can stake from the Cointelegraph dashboard. And so you kind of look around, well, what kind of company do we keep on that platform, right? It's pretty limited company. So the ecosystems that can stake from this Cointelegraph dashboard called Decentralization Guardians is Solana, Chiliz, Mantra, Polkadot, Corium, Aleo, Injective, and Canton. So, it's I think that was a big announcement that didn't get a lot of traction, maybe as much as it should, but that's some big company to be in partnership with on Cointelegraph on. They're a big hub in this space, and as you can imagine, as more mainstream adoption, as the ecosystem expands dramatically, a large percentage of those are going to find their way to this dashboard. And hats off to those that get the label Decentralization Guardians. That's pretty powerful title to hold in this current state of affairs we're in blockchain. And I'll just continue on that journey a bit. We kind of jumped ahead a little bit on the timeline, talked about some things. So I'm just skipping over a few things I had kind of lined up. We spoke to already. But Cruise Control beta is now live June 15th. So there you go. From June till now is the evolution of Cruise Control. Swap, stake, send tokens to any Cosmos chain, manage your portfolio, customize your profile, and explore native dApps all on Cruise Control and self-custody super app. Again, aligning with that ethos of decentralized and finance, self-custody. Another big announcement was June 30th with Garda Wallet, future of DeFi, real world assets on Corium. The next phase of DeFi isn't just about more pools, tokens, or unsustainable yield. It's about bringing real markets on chain. Smart tokens on Corium are purpose built for real world assets, delivering the security, flexibility, and scalability needed for the modern digital economy. So yeah, that was a pretty big partnership announced there. Then going back to some bull posts of Mike McCluskey's back in the summertime. He says, what if Superledger and Corium joined forces with other partners, combining deep tokenization expertise with scalable L1 infrastructure to build something the market hasn't seen yet? Imagine a single streamlined gateway where broker-dealers, asset originators, and institutions tap into the full RWA stack. Tech, RWA marketplace, and compliance all in one. A move like this could change the game for everyone in the space, and you'll want to be part of it. So there's some positive sentiments from Mike McCluskey, CEO of Corium and Superledger. Reminder, space is open. Anybody can send a request. Come on up. We'll work towards winding things down here shortly. So now would be the time to come on up. Thank you, everybody that's listening on the replay. Appreciate you stopping by. Leave a comment if you found something valuable. Let us know if there's some other platforms you'd like us to stream to. We're going to have the ability to expand that reach in the next year. So let us know in the comments of some places that would work good for you.
Thank you, Chris. We have Bibi coming up. Welcome to the space. Bibi, how are you doing today?
Hey, everybody. I'm doing great. I just wanted to pop up and let everyone know you can stop worrying because the Flix people counter is working again. The visitor
Nice.
counter was not working for a while there, so I've been checking it like a madman, and it's finally started ticking up again. So that's great.
Now, did you get like past credits added, or is it starting where you left off there the other
That
day?
was on my
How's that
mind. I was
looking?
hoping it would be that way, but no, it just started where it left off, unfortunately. So, but I don't know how many views might have popped up during Christmas break, but I mean, probably the busiest time of the year for the counter not to be working, or the slowest time of year, social media wise, for it not to be working, rather.
Well, there you go. Well, it's good that that's a key metric, though. It's nice, and I'm hoping they expand on that where you can kind of follow and get notifications too. That'd be a great feature. How's things with you? You have a good holiday season?
Yeah, it was great. Did the old family thing, and then just been kind of kicking around the house and tidying up after all the boxes and stuff. Little guy had a good Christmas. Family had a good Christmas. So yeah, all smiles over here. How about yourself?
Oh, well, just a quiet Christmas. We're still on Haida Gwaii, so it's just the two of us. Weather has not been very good. I'll just say it that way, but some extreme weather, I guess, for these parts, we'll say. But Christmas Day had a bit of sunshine, so got out on the beach and went for a little walk, and of course, had the nice supper and everything, and some conversation via video chat with family and friends. So yeah, it was good, quiet but good.
Nice. You're putting that generator to work.
Yeah, well, I don't have my generator here. I just have my my Bluetti power backup, so it can keep the computer and the Starlink live for a couple hours, but that's about it. So yeah, it's been tested here for the last little while.
You have to choose between the refrigerator and the technology.
No, there's no need for the fridge. Starlink, it's all for the Starlink. But I'm heading closer to your direction here. We're heading out here Tuesday morning. Got 30 hours of ferries and be back on the island there.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just been a big year. We've been just talking about. I'm not sure how long you've been here. Sorry, we've just been kind of going back through the past year and scrolling through the timeline. Been a big year for you. It's been a pretty big year of change, I would say, for you for what you've put out for content. I would say hats off for many of your endeavors, but one I'll shout out for sure, near and dear, is the 8-part series on Corium Punks. I know it's linked on your Flix.fun page, so everybody can just go to test his counter at his Flix.fun page to reference what I'm talking about there. If you haven't seen the Corium Punks videos, that's countless hours of Bibby's love and dedication to the craft and to the project and team. So I encourage you to check it out. It's good work. A lot of other good work there too.
Yeah, appreciate that. I've been trying really hard just to update that page and make it as neat as possible. The difference is, like, between looking at it on mobile and PC or a computer, it's so much better laid out when you're looking at it on a computer than it is in a single file kind of style you get on the phone. So it's almost like two different experiences. But just every time I think of a different piece of content I've got, make a list, slap it up on the Flix page. So been trying really hard just to keep working at it and building it up.
Nice. Yeah, eager to see it evolve and go as the features evolve. I think that there's going to be some more features that come out that help you take what you do to the next level too. Corey's here. Welcome, Corey. Happy holidays.
What's up, guys? Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Sorry I'm late. I've been so swamped. It's funny, I'm on vacation, but I literally spent the entire day building out I can't really say, but working on my project. We'll say that. So it's been fun. So what's going on today, guys? I built my Flix.fun page.
Nice. Did you? Okay.
I did.
I'll definitely take a look for it. And Would you want it populated on the Corium ecosystem page there?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm utilizing this new PFP as my picture for the page, and the link is actually directly on my profile now. Here.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely
Yeah.
add it to the Corium ecosystem page there.
Bibby was super helpful in helping me get it set up. It took a while. It took me like over a week to be able to actually upload images because they were having an issue registering the free storage NFT that I was supposed to get. So I finally got that fixed today, though, which is awesome.
Awesome. Well, likewise, I think there's going to be some cool features coming up that are going to just help you amplify what you're doing there and really become a good landing spot for you in what you're doing.
No, it's really cool. It's cool stuff. I'm really digging the page for sure.
It's such a game changer. Like, I've been kind of just stacking stuff, not knowing when I was going to find a good way to put it all in one spot, and then Flix.fun just kind of dropped right in my lap, and it was like meant to be almost.
Yeah. I've definitely had a little bit of fun with it. I've animated a few things on there I've just turned like small short videos into GIFs instead, so that they just autoplay, which is working out really well on the site. Which I don't know if anybody's done that yet. I couldn't find a live GIF on the page yet. So
I maxed mine out. I did 4 pages under one wallet, so I'm like capped at so I crippled myself. But I appreciate everybody using the tools that are available there. It's good to see the differences.
It's like the old saying, measure twice, cut once, right? With this file size. Make sure you're not uploading something too big.
Chris, you might be able to get around that if you just create new, utilize different email addresses per account.
Yeah, well, the damage is done now, though, right? On that one wallet, right? So, and that's got all my stuff on it. So that's okay. It's a short-lived problem for me. I'm going to have a media node. I'm going to be one of the first ones to get a media node. So that will definitely take that. I'll have a couple terabytes to deal with. So no worries soon for me. But it was a painful lesson to learn. But I did start the Corium ecosystem page on a fresh wallet. So I got.
That's awesome.
I learned my lesson by that time at least. So, I'm excited to see that grow because I think it's a ton of value. If we can just turn that into a full page of just everybody's own landing page, just think of just sending somebody new there that you have a safe place to click around and get to people in the community. So that's I see a ton of potential there.
Yeah, no, I really like the page. I like what you can do with it. And I'm excited to see what the future brings over there. So thank you for sharing that information.
And so you're working on some new things there. Nothing that can be announced as of yet.
No. The core easy stuff is we're still working on a merch setup where 100% of proceeds go into like a revenue stream, so that how typically you buy something, you get rewards just for buying something the one time. We're going to do something where we're utilizing the APY from staking, so that the goal is that when you buy something, if you spend $50, you get a free NFT. That NFT will be attached to the pot where 100% of that revenue goes to, and a portion of that revenue gets distributed back to holders of that NFT. So, we're just essentially a perpetual reward system for participating in brand activities, whether that's buying merch, going to events, or whatever that's going to look like here in the future. So that's one of the things we're working on.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got something else that I'm working on that's a little bit more not core easy. There is a relationship there, but not really. So, and you guys will see some of that here eventually, just not yet. So
excellent. Yeah, sounds good.
Cool stuff. Thanks, man.
See, Mr. Lava has arrived. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you guys. Happy holidays to everyone. I hope you have had a nice time with family, some enjoyable, lovely days surrounded by your beloved ones, nice food, nice drinks, and a little bit of relax. First of all, Crazy, the winner's badge on your new PFP looks fantastic. I hope you are happy with that chosen design. I like it. I like what you have made there. It looks really fantastic. Proud of you to show it. Everyone, I hope that you'll be doing for a little bit longer than only 2 weeks. Then yeah, stoked to hear about merchandise for Core Easy. I already offered you with my business pass that anything you need in that direction, you can always contact me. You have seen a little bit of stuff that I have made in the fashion industries in the last 25 years. So if you need help, any approach or a good contact for not only making a printed cheap t-shirt, but real fashion items, give me a call. No, no problem. Okay.
Oh, you're on
And
my
yeah,
list. You're on my list. I'm doing the easy part first. That's your side of it's going to be a little bit more complex. So I gotta do the easy. You got to take it where you can grab it, right, and then you move on into the more difficult. We got to start
oh,
somewhere.
okay, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Anytime you need something, I told you, just reach out to me. I make a few phone calls, use my old contacts. And yeah, I've been working there 25 years, so it will not be something super complicated to accomplish. And maybe with some of my contacts, you don't even need money from the start. If you present yourself to certain people by not being known from anyone, they want to see money first, or at least a little percentage prepaid and so on. If I give them a call, they know me 25 years, they start producing without even the need of having a little account be paid, because they know me, they know my father and everything. So yeah, it's a little bit more easy to accomplish complicated stuff in fashion.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I'll try and connect with you this week if we can.
Try to connect and reach out to me whenever you can. If I have time,
Yeah.
I'll answer directly. I'm on holidays right now to visit my family. I'll
Oh,
be
nice.
in full effect 24 hours, home office, back to work with the beginning of 7th January.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So
I'll be back
just
home around then. Perfect.
okay, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, and for the other stuff, guys, I already told you last time. I'm in Sicily at the moment. I've been registering a lot of stuff for my little limited edition of finest quality Sicilian olive oil. I want to do a real world asset on Corium by tokenizing a limited quantity of olive oil. And to support my storytelling, I wanted to have some nice videography, kind of 1 minute TikTok reel videos to support my written storytelling with some visuals. After tomorrow will be the last day of registering with my uh, videography friend. We will be doing the last part that is missing. That's the work in the mill. Will the olives get scrambled until the moment where the fresh olive oil comes out of those machines, and then we will be taking a little bit of time doing some post productions and start to finish um, those little videos that I want to use to support my written storytelling with some nice visual, well made videos, because I want you guys to see the joy of the hard ground working people picking up the olives from the trees while having a panoramic view on the Aeolian Islands with an incredible nature around them. Um, uh, all of the joy, how the work is done, and everything. I hope that with this visual support, people can literally see how hard it is to do this kind of oil, because it's a work that is done yeah, up on the hills and stuff like this. So it's not flatland where you can easily go from tree to tree, you know. It's kind of hiking while working and so on. And yeah, so the last part for my to complete my reels will be done after tomorrow. So I'm pretty happy. You can expect that everything will be ready with end of January, and then I'll open a new Twitter account for it, and yeah, hopefully find some people that enjoys good olive oil. We definitely gonna make it claimable, so you're gonna buy, you could be able to buy an NFT, and next year around October, when harvest season is usually, you can decide if you want to hold on your NFT and trade it, or just claim a certain quantity of physical in real life product that is tied to the value of the NFT. So that's one thing that I'm super stoked, yeah, to drop soon. Um, I wanted to make it a little bit more harder for the normal user to get it, and I want to appreciate a little bit the Corium community, as it's a very limited product. I'm gonna say that for being whitelisted to and able to buy this olive oil, you must have a certain amount of CCD tokens, yeah, in your wallet, just in case if there is more request than quantity that we have to sell, because it will be strictly limited. Another little thing that I want to share with you is something that I'm gonna doing soon on the Corium community DAO Discord server. Um, I wanted to wait until solo tax is dropped, because I never talk about it. I usually only talk about everything Corium and my love on digital art and street art and so on. But in real life, I'm pretty heavy into trading. Also, I'm not any kind of financial advisors, but I have a little group of 30-year-long friends of mine. I have given them a little hint to buy silver on 23 April of this year, when silver was on $31. So when I will be traveling back to Munich, my working base, I'm going to have a little stop of 2 days in Rome and 2 days in Milan, where I will be seeing some people that received that little hint. And you can bet that everything day in, day out will be paid for, because of this little fantastic hint that they received. I want to open a little account where I'm going to just share my ideas and my opinions on trading. I'm a diversified trader, so I have a certain quantity of cash flow that I'm using for daily FX trading that I'm doing with a bot. This bot has a 30% average gain in the last 6 months. I'm gonna publicly share the link to the spot so everybody can look inside. We have 1 year of data regarding our FX trading, and then I'm going to share a little bit of my personal strategy, how to diversify between silver, physical stuff, ETFs, stocks, and crypto, or at least what I'm doing for myself with my own money. Um, Maybe somebody can find some value in it. Um, I'm not gonna tell anyone to listen to me, but at least give it a try. Read it if you like, and you might find some value in it, and some technical analysis stuff might gonna be available on that channel too, with the help of our good friend BRW. I have already talked to him if he would like to help me push out all of this information and hand it out to our beloved community. And this is something that in the next few weeks, I'm going to start doing the channels for all of this and make it available to my beloved community here.
Nice. It's happening, Lava. Making film production on the project already. Nice. Love to hear it.
Yes.
2026 is going to be the year. It's exciting. Been talking about this for a long time. It's amazing to hear. It's here. Putting film pieces together. Exciting. Hey, there we go. We got Articulate up here. Are we still alive?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Hey, everything's working. Look at that. We've conquered the X machine.
Nice. And went through some turbulence there, trying to get back, but yeah, I'm here.
Right on. Well, let me put the icing on the cake while we're getting towards the end of the show anyways here. Let me see if I can get you up as a co-host. So let me try it from here so that's proper.
Oh, while we wait, I could dive into what rolled out this year as well from X and Elon Musk with Wikipedia. We could get into that for a little bit. So pretty much aligning with the vision of a single source of truth, a platform, which what Grok is about, finding out the truth in the universe, or to have that place, where you can find verifiable information. And they had rolled out the beta version in October, where they were inviting people to get on there and test it out and try it out and stuff. But I kind of went on there kind of seconds or just a minute or two after they announced it, and I started to work with Grok to create a page on there. And it said it had submitted, but because of how they were rolling it out in phases, they didn't archive or put all the articles that were submitted initially. So when they release the new iteration, they allow you to submit your own articles and stuff. But because I'd submitted mine from back then, it was recognized as the first verified X user to have a full comprehensive page on Grokpedia. And that puts not just myself and my history, what I've done, but also the Quorum ecosystem out there in the forefront of that platform that is going to become pretty much the new Google. That's where people are going to be searching for to kind of verify, like, we see they have the fact check features and stuff. Hey, Grok, is this true? So it's going to be pulling information from that to validify or denounce whatever you're looking for in the future. So it was a good achievement, achievement for ecosystem to be a first mover on that. And yeah, so you should search Corium on Grokpedia right now. We're in the early stages, but I encourage you, if you're doing something, building a business, if you're the creator active on this platform, I think it's something that would bode you well, especially since Grok is running the algorithm and it's getting more integrated. It's pretty much running a whole school system in the whole country in El Salvador, so this is going to be pretty much, I can see integrated in, many use cases across the world. But if you have, yourself represented the way you want to in that system, that's going to be, that, Google in the future. Yeah, I think it would be something that helps you, now and later, so I encourage you to do that. But it's a pretty easy process. There's a submit an article button now, and you can submit about what you're building, who you are, whatever it is you want the topic to be about. But it goes through processes, it scans it. If it qualifies, it will accept it. If it doesn't, it will reject it. And you have your Grok account that you use through your X, and you can see the amount of pages or articles you have submitted. I see there's an edit button, but it's not active yet. So in the future, you possibly will be able to edit those articles in real time. But right now, you can do it through Grok. So you have a change you want to make, you work with Grok, and Grok submits it for you and lets you know when it's ready. So automated, that's where everything is going, autonomy. And I think it's good, from this level where we at, having the advantage being in the ecosystem right now to become a part of the genetics as we already are. We're already doing the work, so why not have everything that matters about who you are, what you're building, what you're doing, etched into the archive of history in that digital database. So yeah, it was a good experience doing that. And if you have questions about it, I am available, you could ask, but I do encourage you, get on it early. There's still under 2 million total articles on there. So I think it was 1.7 or something right now, 1.794. Yeah, so still early.
Yeah, you bet. I'll have to follow up mine. I submitted one pretty early on there too, so I'll have to give it a bump there, kick it in. But yeah, let's take it over. It's much like the Web3 Artist Awards. It's up to the community. You put the community out there, and they engage, and the results speak for themselves. So it's like you said, time to claim our spot in history. Have Corium there established, and Court SVC. Part of the Court SVC group companies really that they've invested in. So just use the technology as full circle. So I'm gonna have to start winding things down here today. I'm actually getting ready to leave this beautiful island of Haida Gwaii. We've been here for 3 months. We've had some extreme weather the last few days. I have a few items of housekeeping that I have to tend to before end of day today because I work tomorrow, and that's we leave the next. So unfortunately, time has got up to me. I only got like halfway through the year on my recap there, so maybe I'll do a live stream tonight and go through it because there's some interesting stories that happened 2025 that through a tough market for all ecosystems, not just Corium. Kind of get lost in that emotion of a bear market or downward pressure in the market. So I think it's important to recap the year and highlight some of the victories and the success stories along the way. They kind of get overshadowed as price movement pushes things and sentiment lower. So yeah, I'll continue on that. I think it's important to discuss it, so we'll expand on that. Don't have a guest as of yet here next week, so maybe we just pick up the conversation next week, however it goes. There's a lot of good things happened in 2025, a lot of things to be pleased and proud of as part of the community. And I'm just really excited for 2026 on multiple levels. I really think we're going to see the Corium Sologenic ecosystem really evolve into more what many of us have hoped it would be for many years. But I mean, it's a young project, so many of us here have been here since it was a seed, not a full functioning blockchain. So yes, so some of us it seems like a long journey, but in the grand scheme of things, in the life cycle of a blockchain, it's still an infant. So so yeah, I think it's going to be a big year for Corium coming up with Solotex and the real world asset narrative and legislation. As much as I hate the industry being politicized, it is. There's no escaping it. So we're going to be at the mercy of midterms next year and all that good stuff. So there'll always be something to talk about. We gather here every Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific, to do so. Thank you, everybody, for coming and showing up. I haven't checked Zora yet. I know we are streaming on YouTube, so we're going to be expanding that as the days go forward. When we get access to the media node, CCD TV will be back. So if you want to engage with the Superledger Podcast or CCD as a project or a sponsor, or for advertising or any purpose, just reach out. Love to get you involved. We're pushing the limits of the technology, and we're pushing the limits of bridging communities too. We've done a lot of work in the XRPL Corium ecosystem coming together, and over the last few years, and likewise with the Cosmos IBC connection, and now with the Flix.fun project, we'll be integrating that with base ecosystem, and it all ties together. We can use our Leap wallet for a lot of this. So it's good that all these tools are starting to work together and be more interoperable. So there's going to be a lot of onboarding to do. These tools are getting easier, but there's still struggles, challenges, and questions to be answered. So we continue to make ourselves available. We're looking out into our community for more people to do the same. And many of us here are somewhat experts on this particular ecosystem that we're in, and have a lot of value trapped in that body and mind. So there's opportunities to share and build, contribute. That's what Corium Community DAO is all about. And if you want to find a way to bring value to the community in that way, or to the CCD token that you might have just been airdropped, reach out, explore ways to do that. If you don't think there is a way, try us. Come hang out, chat in Discord. You never know. I talk to a guy like Bibby. He's got a million ideas, so as do many of us. So yeah, it's been a great conversation, but yeah, I'll have to work on winding things down. Articulate, is there anything specific you want to cover before we shut down today?
Yeah, I think I got through most of mine. Do want to also thank, as you know, we mentioned about this year was a big year for me as well. I took on being a part of the Corium Community DAO. You know, launched my project as well. So it's something that I'm project lead on. I'm running. But the smart meme token on Corium on cruise control, and just want to take this time to also thank all those who have supported. We participated in the Web3 Artist Award. Shout out to Corizi and the Dude Project, and myself. We placed as winners in that meme coin and speculative asset category. I think it's a great thing that we can get together and be recognized and recognize others. But it's good that it's something that's done early enough that when this becomes more mainstream, we already have an awards show. We already have things going where it's only going to get bigger as adoption happens. So it's the project has been doing well. Every day this time I get ready, because at 7 p.m. on the smartmemetoken.com, it populates a new smart token fact, and something that's readily shareable. You can click share to X, it shares it right on your timeline, but in a small trinket size way, you can learn more each day, by just following. You could just check out every day, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and learn about this technology, and building an onboarding solution, not just in in terms of onboarding, but educate. And so you could get educated by making an effort to come into the ecosystem, but you can also get educated because it's a meme tool vehicle. A lot of those things tend to be more shareable and go build a lot of traction faster. So the virality of things, you may be somewhere not knowing nothing about blockchain and Quorium, and something pops up on your timeline that because of the reality of it, you're kind of micro learning right there. So in different ways and shapes and form, trying to get the word of Quorium out there, smart token technology, and making it practical. So through this ecosystem, people are going to be able to not just learn, but to experience the tech, and hoping to bring this closer to home for most people. And that's the aim. It should be understandable from like a child, a kid should be able to grasp, oh, okay, and understand basic functionalities, how it works, until the elderly. And that's how we're trying to make it as bite-sized, as digestible as possible, taking out as much technicality as possible, make it friendly, fun, way that you're having fun, you're being entertained, but you're also learning. And once we get Corium to that level successfully, onboarding becomes a reflex action, right? So that's pretty much the undertaking, but building good traction so far, being mentioned by Corium as one of the top market cap projects, but looking to grow with Corium and help to be that retail facing side where people are catching wind of Corium and coming into the ecosystem, in a way that they recognize.
Well, I love it. Full disclaimer, I have a lot of smart meme tokens that I purchased happily at launch and then since then several times. And actually just used cruise control to provide some liquidity to some pool with it here the other day too. Man, I wish I would have done that sooner, because there's no way I can provide the liquidity for all my um, uh, smart meme tokens, because I don't have enough loose liquid Corium available to pair up with it. It's like, man, I should have done that right when I got them. But no, it's a great project, and go to the website, it speaks for itself. Nice, very interactive. So yeah, it's I've always been behind your vision there, what you're building, obviously. So yeah, love it. Encourage you guys to check out the website, check out the Flix.fun page, and yeah, share that. Share that. If nothing else, just go there and share that Corium fact of the day, because just getting that trending on X and shared in itself does a lot for the whole ecosystem. So just an easy way to send the message if you don't want to create content yourself.
Thank you. And yeah, shout out to the Quorum Community DAO team. It's been quite a year, and we're looking for an explosive year in our ecosystem as well. Nonstop grinding. It has been a year where we had to build and rebuild, right? So shout out to the community for your support and sticking with the vision of this DCD, Chrome Community DAO, and what we're building, where we're going. And it's only going to get better from here. And, the consistency is going to pay off, not just for the community, but for the growth and the adoption of Corium, and the growth of more people coming in, learning, and participating here shortly.
Yeah, you bet. Absolutely, couldn't agree more. I think we'll end it on that note. I guess 1 minute or less from each Bibby and Creative. What are you most looking forward to in 2026?
Maybe I go first. Yeah, well, guys, first of all, thank you for letting me being a part of the current community now, and this fantastic adventure that we have had this year. and all of the little steps that we have made together. A special thank you to you, Chris, and Articulate for being the voice out there every Sunday and even in between the weeks and spontaneous, and for hosting the Web3 Artist Awards and all of the other amazing initiatives, Flix.fun, and all of the stuff that you're doing there. This is fantastic. I cannot describe how thankful I am and how proud I am to tell people, hey guys, I belong to this team. I'm not the one speaking in front of everyone all of the time, but I have some other stuff to do in the background, and I'm pretty happy to be part of it. And I absolutely know that next year we're gonna turn the world upside down. Better Web3 Artist Awards, Olive Oil, projects here, stuff there. We're gonna rock the fucking world and show them the power of community, the growth of Corium, what it really means to be committed and to believe in something and stay on your path. That's it.
Boom. Bibby, how are you following that up?
Well, it's going to be a big year. I know that because of everything we've built and the wheels that are in motion and what's happening with the space right now with tokenization and all that. As far as being a creator, I'm just going to stay the course and keep on jumping on these opportunities as they keep showing up. So next big recording pump. So I'm not going to jump into it. We're going to have to.
Right on. Well, I don't know. Might be starting to rug on my end. Appreciate everybody's support. It's been an amazing year. Like Articulate said, we were almost top 10 validator. Had to start over, rebuilt our way back up. Couldn't have done it without you guys. Appreciate your support here week in, week out. And lots to come in 2026. Be sure of that. Going to be a lot more content. I'm going to be trying to take this on in a more full-time role. And hammer it out in a way you guys haven't seen before. So pretty energized for the year ahead. Look forward to sharing my journey with you guys as I have. Going to look for more of a presence on the media side of things, YouTube and whatnot, coming up. So look forward to it. And yeah, just really excited. Thank you again for everybody in the CCD team. The hours, countless hours that everybody has put into this, and resources, thousands and thousands of dollars. We don't take out of the validator pot to pay for any bills. It's all our sweat and equity going into this. So I couldn't do it without you guys. I'm glad you guys see the vision and where it's going, and we're going to get there for sure. So I look forward to documenting that journey. So with that, we'll wrap things up. Looks like we might have figured out this X thing under the new Superledger Podcast account. I see we hit 99. Come on, guys. One more follower on the Superledger Podcast, getting us to 100 followers. There's been over 100 people listening in this space throughout the day. So get us over the hump there, triple digits. Just got the blue check mark activated there. So show us some love. Takes help from all the community every way, any way you can. So with that, we'll wrap things up. Peace and prosperity to all. Have a happy new year.